Hey y'all, how's it going? So my name is A.D. Atholi, just the two letters. I'm running for U.S. Congress, Texas District 1. So that goes up from the Oklahoma border down to Sabine County, and it goes from Tyler all the way over to Louisiana. So a little bit about me. I'm here from Center. Graduated out of Center High School in '05, so I'm turning 34 here in a few weeks. I was a valedictorian there. I ended up going to Rice University. Done the President's Honor Roll there. And then at Rice, I decided I wanted to go to Afghanistan to fight some terrorists. You know, hated what they're doing to Christians, hated what they're doing to girls' schools, and I wanted to do something about it. So as a 19-year-old, I signed on the dotted line as a junior in college. But you know what they say, man plans and God decides. So I was 28 before I actually went to the Marine Corps. So for years, I ended up doing a bunch of short-term and mostly blue-collar jobs. So my first job right out of college was I accidentally ended up working for Congressman Louis Gohmert in his Capitol Hill office in D.C. I lasted 5 whole months. I got along great with the congressman. Got along great with the staff. A lot of them are helping me with the campaign now. But I absolutely hated D.C. It's exactly what you think it is there. So I left. I moved back here to finish my application process. At first, I started off working with Mr. Kenneth Berner. Some of y'all probably know him down in Arcadia. We're building log houses down there. And then I was working with Ms. Pam White with the Shelby County Outreach Ministries, helping her reorganize how they had everything set up. And then I ended up roughnecking the oil field. So that ended up happening by complete accident. And so here I am, the guy that scored 99th percentile nationally on the SATs, scored 99th percentile nationally on the ASVAB, which is the military entrance, 99th percentile nationally on the Department of Defense military officer test. And I'm out here pulling slips, slinging sledgehammers, and playing in the mud with the boys. Man, and I loved it. So I stayed there for years till the next oil field downturn. Started out as a floor hand, worked my way up. I was a motorman, which is that guy that fixes all the machinery on the rig. Then a derrick man, the person that goes up in heights, pulls back pipe, fixes stuff in derrick. Then I became a driller, the guy that runs the operation. So for whatever reason, here I am at the age of 25, and they had me managing a multi-million-dollar operation. It was a $25 million rig. For those who don't know, an oil rig is roughly 15 stories high, or roughly an acre big. And so me and my boys would drill multiple 4-mile deep oil and natural gas wells all around East Texas, North Texas, West Texas, and New Mexico. Amazing job. But then, as we know, what happens to folks like us all the time, the layoffs come, and so the layoffs happen. And I ended up finishing up my application to the Marine Corps, and I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, as a Marine artillery officer with 1st Battalion, 10th Marines. I was the officer in charge there of units, mostly ground combat units, ranging from 4 to a little over 100. And then I moved back home last year when my contract was up. And so the reason I'm running for office is I'm absolutely disgusted with what we see coming out of D.C. You know, the direction that these career politicians and the swamp monsters have taken our country is unacceptable. Right? The root cause of every issue that we argue about as a society, whether it's CRT, open borders, inflation, a healthcare system that does not work for the middle class, public schools that don't work for communities or parents, the national debt, pick it. The root cause of everything is federal government overreach, the size of the federal government, and federal government ineptitude. And we, here at the local community level, are the ones that have to deal with those problems and figure out how we can solve it at either the county or the state level. And I think a lot of people, especially around here, are starting to wake up to the fact that we can't let these career politicians do that to us anymore. Right? I know I'm not the only one. I know there's a lot of folks in this room, and there's a lot of folks across the country, and it's happening nationwide. And so when I say I'm running for office, it's not just me. I'm working with a group of candidates across the country. We call ourselves the Veteran Candidate Coalition. It's a bunch of military guys. There's a guy named Joe Kent in Washington State, a guy named Tony Calvin in North Carolina. We're led by Lieutenant Colonel Scheller, who is the Marine that called out the Afghan withdrawal. He used to be my former commanding officer. We're ridiculously tired of what these politicians have done to our country, and we're here to fight. Because we have always fought our foreign enemies, but now we have domestic enemies that need to be fought. And let me just be clear about one thing. When I say fight, I am not talking about making speeches. I'm not talking about arguing on Twitter. I'm not talking about posting cool memes that bash the other side. You got to do all that. But when I say fight, I mean employing military and business strategy in the political sphere to achieve results for the middle class. Meaning, you analyze the political landscape. You look at the hills and valleys, what's possible, what's not possible. You see what are the easiest tasks to achieve. You build coalitions with others that want to achieve the same task. Then you mass on focal points, and then you put pressure on those focal points to achieve results. And yeah, I know all this stuff because they teach us that in military officer school, but all of us know that stuff because it's all common sense. And we do that in our jobs day to day. But the problem is politicians don't think like that. They think, hey, what do I need to do to stay in office a few more years? What do I need to do to get a few more votes now? And this is changing, y'all. This is changing everywhere across the country because there are people like me and like a lot of people in this room that are saying, no, we're done with this. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
So come 2023, we're going to get the House back, right? Absolutely. Come 2024, we're going to get the presidency back, right? Absolutely. Now the question is, what do we do with it? Because that election, when we win it, that's a turnover. And now is a chance when real conservatives, not rhinos, have to get in charge, put America first, and put Americans first. And that is what I'm planning on doing. Day one, I'll be joining the Freedom Caucus because they're the only ones that understand the urgency of the situation, and we will be forcing effects. Okay, I'll be working with guys like Jim Jordan and Chip Roy and Madison Cawthorn, because that's what needs to be done, because the warning lights in our society are flashing bright red, and we better do something right now if we're going to have a country 20, 30 years down the road. And everyone knows it. So that's all I have for you. My name is A.D. Atholi. I'm running for U.S. Congress, Texas District 1. Out of the 4 guys running in this race, we're the only oil and gas candidate, we're the only military candidate, and we're the only America First PAC endorsed candidate. All right, thank you for your time. My booth's over there. Feel free to ask me any questions you want. We're coming with real solutions, with real strategy on how to solve problems. All right, thank you.